Everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. Thanks for joining me today for Flannel Monday. We love flannel, don't we? Anyway, today we're talking about the Bashams, who have obviously gone against their word, and we're going to show you the video right off the top where they sat down and said, hey, look, we're not going to exploit this kid. I mean, your definition of exploitation, he says it, and then they just went back on their word because this makes money. No matter what you think, people having babies on the internet absolutely makes people tons of money. It is actually so creepy the reason why, though. So, let's talk about it. So the Bashams, who are just big people who eat fast food all day long, and then now they have a baby. So before their videos were about eating and just eating and things, and now it's about this baby. So before we get into this video where they're talking about their birth story, because we're just snarking on them, I want to go back over the video I covered them on where they were talking about, are they going to exploit their child? And here's what I had to say about what they had to say about it. And I'm going to react to them saying shit.
Yeah, they had to cut that because he said something wrong first.
Opinion. So, I feel like...
Don't say on when you have a mustache like that.
Okay. There's a big difference between showing your child on the internet and...
Look at her looking at it like, say this right, or the Dad Challenge podcast.
And exploiting your children.
Agreed. Under two circumstances. One, you're not already hugely famous, quote unquote, on the internet. You're not influencers already. Okay? So, normal people posting pictures of the kids on the internet, not a big deal. Still, I shouldn't do it, but it's okay. You're not making money. Okay? But you guys are out of that category, so you don't get to say that anymore. You guys, she has like something, unless you're influencers.
Anyway, I'm skipping to the part where they talk more.
We're not going to me and you have...
Is not exploitation. It really isn't. Privacy concerns, danger, all that stuff that's not exploiting. That's dangerous. That's a whole different category.
That's number one. Also, now, let's talk about exploitation. We're not going to, me and you have no desire to exploit our child. We had our...
That was a lie.
Every right to do what they want to do with their kid. But for me, personally, I know for Drew as well, we do not plan on exploiting our children at all.
There, I just wanted to bring that up. Just because, then look at this, look at this. We're not exploiting our child at all. You go to their damn channel, like Holy Lipton. Yeah, if you look at their latest videos, okay, literally every single video is about the baby. So the baby came, we're going to do this birth story video today, postpartum baby. And I'm sure their Instagram, which I'm blocked from seeing, is probably baby. Everything is this baby. But they told us they weren't going to exploit this child. They're literally putting this kid in an ad video. Look at this.
At this point in postpartum,
see, she's doing an ad video, and it doesn't say that it's...
I'm just welcoming the grandma crotch because I'm literally wearing a diaper 24/7, so let's just ignore that. But most mornings when baby girl is taking her morning nap, I can get a little shower in and a little bit of me time to do my little routine in the morning. Also, y'all recommended firming cream, and I got this one because it has no smell for baby girl just in case if it touches her. But we are going to be doing our little morning routine. So this morning, Gabe rolled over and he's like...
God, I hate these people. You look amazing. No comment. But, all that to say, they have been exploiting this child, and they said they weren't going to. And then we got... Her name should be Gru, because she looks like Gru from Despicable Me. She looks like, actually, the Penguin from the Joker. That's who she looks like. She's the Penguin. She's evil. She's a villain.
Well, hello there, Basham family.
I'll stop you there, dumbass, who said you weren't going to exploit your child. Let me stop you right there. When you come onto a video... and you say, well, hello there, Basham family. What you're doing is inviting strangers to be a part of your family. And this is where they don't get it. This is where they really don't understand it. If they did understand, they would never do this, okay? If you've got 1 million subscribers or whatever all over all your platforms, let's say, okay? Let's just say 1 million. I don't know how much they have. But they're pretty popular, right? If inside that million is, let's say, 10,000 creepy weirdos, okay, who think that when you say welcome to the family, they honestly do think that they are part of your family and they are entitled to things. Like they might come to your house. Like I remember Colleen Ballinger used to be up there and be like, people came to my house, found out where I lived, had to move. Okay, the LeBrants had pizzas delivered to their house. They have lots of people coming to their place looking for autographs from Everly. There are people out there who honestly believe that when you say, "Hey, Basham family," that they are in your fucking family. Stop doing that. You don't know anybody that's watching you, and you don't know if they're predators, if they're just weirdos in general, but both are dangerous, by the way. Okay? Because they know you're going to be somewhere. There are people out there who will follow you and try to find where you are. Okay? Just so they can come, and maybe they don't want to hurt you, but they want to meet you. And that's also super creepy for this child growing up on the internet. Okay? So stop saying this at very minimum, influencers.
Guys, welcome back to the Basham Family YouTube channel.
Shut up, mustache.
So we don't have a 39-week update appointment.
I wonder why that is.
And we're
Was it because there's your baby stuck in your fat arms? I don't know.
not in the stinking living room. Ivy!
Okay. Oh my gosh, these people are just insufferable. That's not funny.
This is going to be a video talking about... Oh, she's smiling.
Hi, babe.
This is going to be
She wasn't.
a video talking about the birth of what happened.
The birth of what happened. Not the birth of your child, the birth of what happened. These people, like, how do you get fans? Somebody explain this to me. There's got to be science. There's got to be some kind of thing I'm missing behind the scenes. Explain to me. Oh, sorry, I'm moving my cup. You got to explain to me how people like this become famous, because they're not funny. Like, was their thing waiting for marriage or something like some of the other ones? What was their thing? What drew people to them initially? Was it like weight loss thing? I don't know. Was it eating fast food only? I have no idea, because they are not talented. They are not funny. They're not endearing. They're not nothing. They're nothing.
And everything we went through as a couple and everybody around us. So
We're speeding it up.
Like that, hey, you might want to watch this video.
I'm watching.
Okay, so starting off, I want to talk about Ivory. She's right here. She's absolutely so beautiful, so perfect. And
Named your kid Ivory. I don't know how much more south you can get than that. You know what I'm saying? Ivory. So I'm silly. Whatever. It's your own daughter, though.
you cannot believe that we get to be the ones that are blessed to be her mommy and daddy. Yeah, you guys.
Can you make sure you show her? Show her to everybody. We're not going to exploit our child, they said, though. They're not going to exploit the child. They're lying to you. That kid looks simultaneously 1 week old and 45 years old. I'm sorry. I just got to be honest. I'm not snarking on the kid, because babies are beautiful. But in this pose with this giant ass bow, and this kid looks like he's ready for an office job already. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, Dwight Schrute is the real dad.
Sometimes turn to be invasive, okay?
I want to talk a little bit of information about Ivory Amelia. She was born August 25th.
They literally just gave you her first, middle, and last name. The date she's born, the time she's born. Already, they're overexploiting this child, okay? Already you know so much about this child that most people on the internet should not know about your child. The first, middle, last name, date of birth, address, where you live, favorite, everything. You already gave too much information away, you assholes. But you're not going to exploit her, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay there.
2024 at 5:13 p.m. weighing 6 pounds.
9 ounces.
And how long was she?
20 inches.
20 inches.
You literally know. This is not information that you need to share with the internet. There is absolutely no need for it. Nobody cares. All you're doing is oversharing for the sake of oversharing, and you're being assholes about it. And you know what exploitation is, because you talked about it in the other video. You know exactly what it means to exploit children. And you said it depends how you display your child. And then you went and did the thing where you said you weren't going to do it. I don't understand how they get away with this. Assholes. I'm going to call them bash holes from now on.
Honestly, we thought
The bash holes.
she was going to be a bigger baby, but no, she literally, preemie clothes are a little bit...
The reason why she's not a bigger baby than you thought is because, for reasons. I'm not going to say it. Just, maybe it had to do with all the fast food you ate. This baby's going to be huge. Well, that's probably the KFC. That was the KFC.
too big for her. Like her little legs and stuff still come out and sometimes get into one leg hole because she's so little.
She's little, guys, and she's not preemie, guys. She was 39 weeks on the dot when she was born, so she wasn't preemie, but she's just a little girl. But yeah. Let's get into the story. Let's get into what happened, and I'm gonna
I always dreamed of like what it would feel like to have my water break, and
Did she say I was dreamed or I always? I can't. I got it sped up. Maybe that's why.
always like prayed throughout my whole pregnancy that like mine would break on its own because I was terrified of like the doctor breaking it. And so Saturday night, which is 1 a.m. Saturday, or is it Sunday?
That's technically Sunday morning.
I don't know. We were eating. We were out fast food eating, and then we ate some more fast food. I remember all their timelines and all their like major time zones are all locked into what they ate that day. I think we had Denny's or IHOP. I'm not sure, but it was one of those. And was greasy French fries.
All Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Saturday, yeah. So Saturday night, I went to bed with some cramping. I had been having some cramping, like you guys have known about from my
Imagine like saying this to internet strangers. Like I had some cramping. You guys all knew because I told you that I was cramping. Like we should know less about each other. Should we not? Should we not?
7-week appointment, but I was like, it's just the normal kind of same cramping. So I was like, maybe it is what it is, right? Like maybe I'll overnight, maybe
Stop doing the penguin face.
not. So then
Tyson, every time she does the penguin face, I want you to flash a picture of a penguin. Okay, because she deserves it.
around 1:40.
And he looks like, you know who he looks like? The Spider-Man villain there, the guy, the big dude. What's that guy's name? He just has a tiny little head, and his body's like...
I kind of have this like weird bubble feeling in my stomach, which with being pregnant, you have bubbles in your stomach all the time.
You're a bubble. Just a bubble of ass.
And so I had this like weird feeling I
said it.
to get up to go to the bathroom. So I went to go to the bathroom, and when I stood up, weird feeling.
Oh my gosh, are they gonna get into so much? And then it was like, I pooped a little bit. It was like nugget poop, and I was like, I don't want to flush down the toilet. I was like, I gotta poop again. Oh my god, the nuggets and the poop and the fight and the cramps and the bubbles everywhere. The bubble poop. Stop it! Just get to the damn story.
Of like a bubble like in my like coming down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I don't want to know about your bubbles.
so I walked into the bathroom and I felt like some water dripping down my leg, and I was like, "There's no way." So
There's no way that at 39 weeks that my water break. There's just no way, right? There's no way. The natural thing that's gonna happen is totally happening. There's no way, right? Shut up.
I run to the little bathroom. I run to the bathroom. I sit down, and it just everywhere. Water goes everywhere. And
You're smiling when you say like stop. Okay.
so I started going, Gabe, my water broke.
He's like, shut up and sleep.
And he was like, what? No. So he runs in there, and he's like, oh my gosh, let me go get your mom. So he runs and gets my mom. I stand up, and then it just keeps coming out everywhere, all over the floor,
Just stay on the toilet then.
all in the bathroom.
Drew's water breaks. She's calling me. I'm asleep in the bed, right? So I'm like, what? She said,
Yeah, she just said that. Mouth, she just said it. Wind breather?
she said,
He's not even a mouth breather. He's like a hurricane breather. Wind. I would not want to stand next to this guy when he's talking at a bowling alley, okay? No thanks. Or like in a loud area, like a concert or something, you would be blown away. You would be blown away.
I think my water broke. And I'm like, what? So I go in the bathroom. Sure enough, Drew's standing there, and there's just like clear liquid
Yeah, she just said that.
just hitting the ground.
Everywhere. He's like, come down, crazy.
All over the bathroom.
Crazy Joker.
So the first thing I do is I'm like, okay, babe, stay right here. I'm going to go wake up her mom, and I tell Miss Donna,
Why don't you just go to the hospital? Her water broke, asshat. Just go. What do you need to wake up her mom for? Let her mom sleep.
hey, look, Drew's water's broke. And she goes, huh? I said, Drew's water broke. So Miss Donna jumps out the bed like a jack-in-the-box.
Miss Donna jumps out like a jack in the box. Have you seen her mother? She jumped out of bed like a jack in the box, more like a sloth in a box. Like a jack in the box. Let me get up. Cracks her back. No, her mother is worse than her.
And she takes off running into our room. So me and Miss Donna coming back into the room. Drew's just standing there, water's dripping. We get that cleaned up. We get Drew taken care of.
Let me guess, you didn't clean anything up. That's for sure.
And then I start packing the car.
Yes.
And then you and your mom, I don't know what y'all were doing when I was packing the car.
They were cleaning up her water.
I was getting dressed. I was getting dressed. I was telling the dogs bye. I was kind of walking in circles, freaking out.
But you didn't have any cramps at this point.
No, I just had
Because her water broke.
the same like period cramps. Like I wasn't in pain or anything. I expected it to like instantly like hurt, but like I had like the period cramps that I had before. So it was just like I was
We should know less about each other.
more like nervous, like scared than anything.
So once that happened, we get up to the vehicle, already packed the car, Drew.
The intense amount of absolute excruciating, tiny, minuscule details is killing me. These people can't tell a story to save their life. No one gives a shit about, we took 14 steps to the door, and then we walked into the car, it was another 15 steps, then I opened the door for her, then she got in, then I closed her door, then I went to the other step, it was about 6.5 steps. I took bigger steps, and then I got in my car, and then I closed the door, and we put our seatbelts on, then I put the key in the ignition, and I turned it on, then I put it in reverse, and then I reversed it a little bit, And then I saw a squirrel, so I stopped, and then we kept going a little bit, and then I reversed out, maybe, you know, and then we were like, should we stop at McDonald's on the way? Maybe just get some biscuits and gravy or whatever? Should we do that first? Then we kept, shut up and just tell the story!
Just started getting in, and then we started
We're not even 4 minutes into the story!
not to the hospital. The hospital is about 45 minutes from where we live, the one we were using. And the drive...
The drive felt like forever.
It did. The drive felt like forever.
Could you stop at Starbucks?
But we finally got to the hospital. We get inside the hospital about probably around 2:20, something like that. And then we go up to the labor and delivery triage.
Oh my, again, with the detail. We get it. We know how it works, buddy.
So next part is we get to triage because you go to like the part where before you find your labor and delivery room. They had to make sure that my water was actually broken, so they did that test.
They did the
I
test.
cleaned the cup.
I mean, I see why they did the test. Could be Sprite. You never, you know. Is it Sprite? We know. We've seen your vlog.
And like literally when I was walking to the bathroom,
It is Sprite.
She was dripping water.
This is Sprite.
Everywhere. I was so embarrassed. I was like,
But I felt bad.
You're embarrassed at a birthing unit that you broke your water? Shut up.
I didn't want the nurses to have to clean it, so I'm like, come behind Drew with a towel, like,
they
clean
were
the
like, they were
floor.
like, you don't have to clean
They're like, we got it. I'm like, I got it.
It was just, we were
Shut up.
so nervous. We were like,
I'm gonna say I'm so pissed at their story because it's so bad, and I'm snarking. That's what we're doing here. Bully people who exploit children. I need to make a shirt. Maybe it's the Christmas shirt.
rambling everywhere. But after that, I did that, and then they came in and they're like, okay, your water's definitely broken. They asked me if I was having any contractions, and I want to say we were in there for a while.
We're probably there for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, I had a little bit of, I had some contractions, but they weren't strong enough. So then the lady walks in and she's like, okay, the only thing is, she's like, your OB that you've been using is not on call and she's off. And
Is he wearing blush? He looks like he's dressed in drag right now, right? It's not just me. Looks like one of those cartoon babies. Do you know what I'm saying? With the cheeks. What are those babies called? Apple cheek babies? Yeah. This is him. That's him.
you should have seen me. I was so upset. I was like, are you actually kidding me? But it ends up being an amazing thing.
It ends up working.
It was such a God thing. So like, it was a great thing. I
But-
say he and she a lot.
He and she, so if you hear us say she for the OB and then he for the OB, it's because Drew's original OB is a she, and the one we ended up having that was on call was a
Who
he.
delivered the baby? Who delivered Ivory?
The one that delivered the Ivory is a man.
Yeah.
But Drew's original OB does come back later in the story to talk to Drew.
We don't give a shit. Just let me know.
Yeah.
So that's when we'll switch back and say she.
Yeah.
So
So they came back in, and after
Who cares?
they told me about the OB, they came.
Just say the OB. What does it matter if it's the original or not? Who cares?
back in and they asked me if I was comfortable with getting Pitocin. After they came in and told me about the whole OB switch up, they asked me if I was comfortable with getting Pitocin. And at first I wasn't, but the reason
Is that like you put it on toast? Is it like cinnamon toast? Because I'll get some of that. Yeah, I'll have some Pitocin. Is it like peanut butter and toast? Pitocin? I'll have that. No, you can't eat for 20. Imagine here being in the room when she was told she can't eat for like 24 hours. Imagine the outrage. Maybe there's a bat with a nail in it. What do you mean I can't eat for 24 hours?
why I went ahead and went with it, and
You know this guy didn't, in solidarity, not eat with her. You know this guy's out, I just gotta go to the bathroom. He's at the vending machine eating 15 chocolate bars. You know it. Full pizza.
it's because my water had already broken and had been like almost 2 hours at this point, and she had not made really any progress. I was at 2, and I think I was at like a 3 or something.
yeah, but you had
Oh my gosh, shut up.
basically no
No contractions
contractions.
at all. And so basically what they said is from that moment on, that increases infection, complications, things like that. So they're like, the best thing to do is to use it. A lot of people don't want to use it, but the best thing is to do it. So
Are you still talking Pitocin?
I ended up signing the paper saying that it was fine, and then by the time I signed that paper, I got my ID in, and then we were already on the way up to labor and delivery. And what time was that? It was about like... Honestly, not remember the
I
time.
would
No one cares.
It took the clock a whole bunch. I'm not really too sure how long the time frame was in between going to triage to the labor room. I'm really
At
excited.
least this kid's gonna be able to sleep through anything, including tornadoes and earthquakes, because literally she's listening to a tornado and earthquake right now. She's on this guy's chest, and this kid's like, this kid is going to be blessed with literal sleep. This is like me. I could sleep through anything, okay? And we're pretty loud in our family. Kathy's not, but everybody else is damn loud here, okay? Everybody's loud all the time. So even when my wife was pregnant, we were all loud all the time, loud. So my kids are like, nothing phases them. That's kind of, this kid though, like you can move right next to a train track. No problem. This kid's gonna kind of like gonna find it soothing actually to sleep next to an airport or something. Maybe you can sleep, put a jackhammer in their bedroom and turn it on for bedtime.
It's honestly all kinds of blurry.
That's most of the thing that this video is probably like is time frame, because me and Drew were so in the moment.
Drew and I.
Time flew by like this.
Yeah.
It was just moving.
Yeah.
But once we got to labor and delivery, you got set up, and what's the first thing that happened in labor and delivery?
Food. Toast.
Gabe's gonna do a lot of the talking because I was pretty much out of it from like epidural on. Yeah.
Guys, so we get up in the labor delivery room. By the way, we get in this room and I'm walking around like, this is a suite. Like, this thing was awesome.
It was huge. So bougie and so nice.
It was bougie. It was huge. The nurse, she was phenomenal.
Well, doesn't it cost you guys like $10,000 to $20,000 to have a baby? And how much does it cost? Holy shit! It costs you $22,000 to have a baby if you have C-sections in States. So this is the thing about the States where I am not impressed. And we're not having babies, so it's fine. Because if I ever move to the States, we don't have to worry about that. But good gracious, $22,000 to have a baby in the States. This is where I'm like this. I'm anti-socialism until like it comes to hospitals. Canada is actually socialized medicine and is the only thing I think is good here, but it's still bad. You know what I mean? But it's good, but bad. If you're wealthy, it's good because you can get all the pre-done tests you want by paying for them and everything else, which I'm going to go do. And I'm going to I think it's in Thailand with a buddy of mine. We're going to go do the whole thing. I'm doing a video about it. And, but basically our system is you go in, like my wife and I, all we had to do was pay $80 for a private suite. That was it. That was the cost of everything. If you break your leg, I think you have to pay for your own crutches or your boot that you put on your leg. I think you have to pay $75 for an ambulance ride if you have to take an ambulance to the hospital. But I think pretty much that's it. Like, I've had like kidney stone surgeries, cost me nothing. Like, I'm a high use of our system because I have kidney stones. And just so you know, I peed in a bottle. There's an update on that. Kathy's a nurse and she can read charts and all that kind of stuff. And in Canada, as soon as you get your tests done, it goes to your files and you can read them online. My wife's like, it's uric acid that's building up, which is also why I have gout. If you don't know what gout is, I used to think gout was like a STD. It's not. It's just a buildup of uric acid inside your bones. It usually happens in your knees or your toes, and it hurts. Like, it feels like your foot's broken. Anyway, all that to say is I have a really large buildup of uric acid, and that's why I'm getting kidney stones. And I don't know if there's a way to overcome that, to be honest with you. I thought it was the iced tea. It wasn't that. So I'm staying away from the energy drinks because you guys said it causes kidney stones, so I'm not doing those anymore. But damn. Anybody out there have uric acid and know how to combat it? Let me know. Anyway, I don't know what we're talking about. What were we saying? Something about hospitals? Oh yeah, Canadian hospitals. You just go birth your baby and you get to leave with your baby. No bills unless you want a private room. That's really it. But our food in our hospitals is like, how do you feed this to people? Like, it's no. It's a no from me. Okay, Simon Cowell's like, it's a no.
It's a no.
But we get in here, we're getting Drew set up. I can just tell Drew's got some nerves. She's like, in the room, she's about to deliver a baby.
Honestly, the one thing I did do a lot during my birth was shake.
You did shake a lot.
I shake it up. Get me some McDonald's.
I shook a lot for the days.
But and even in the hospital, and like even the given night when I was having some pain, I started shaking. But I heard it was completely normal, and whatever.
But
the shaking is normal.
We get her in the room, and basically they get her in the bed, and they're like, okay, well, we need to go ahead and probably start Pitocin to get you contracting, so let's go ahead and do that. But so they start the Pitocin, the Pitocin starts flowing, then Drew starts feeling some real contractions.
I was like, excuse me?
Not to mention...
How do you know? You don't remember it.
If you guys don't know, Pitocin...
I was like, excuse me? I can't believe my water broke on 39 weeks. I mean, excuse me, I'm having contractions and they hurt. Excuse me? Do contractions hurt? Being aloof and like this type of person, it doesn't work unless you are actually funny at doing it, and they're not funny. So it just makes you sound dumb, because you're dumb.
It actually increases the pain and severity of your contractions.
See, the nurse had told me, she said, whenever you get these, she's like, you're going to...
I thought it was toast!
Get them faster and stronger. She goes, they're going to be very strong. She's like, so, because you already told me that you are not really good with pain, she's like, do you want me to go ahead and start for your epidural? And I looked at Dave and my mom, and I was like, do I want to this early? Like, I was just so nervous about it. And so...
Get that epidural going. I used to post... I had birthing videos, right? My kids watch those videos like a million times. They're private now because before I had them on, I didn't think it was a big deal because I didn't think any of this was a big deal. But anyway, I'll have to say, you watch the video of Kathy pre-epidural and then post, she's like, ah! It's probably they feel like $1 million afterwards.
Donna knowing that Drew's an absolute tit baby.
Literally, I told every single nurse before walking in, I said,
What's a tit baby? Did he just say tit baby? What is a tit baby? What?
Me and Miss Donna knowing that Drew's an absolute tit baby.
What is a tit baby? An overly dependent person. Oh, okay. Who's excessively needy and relies upon continued support from those around them. That's in the Urban Dictionary. Tit baby. I've never heard that.
I told every single nurse before walking in, I said, I'm a tit baby. I was like, you have to be gentle with me because I'm literally like, if I stub my toe, I'm out.
She's out.
From the couch.
She's down.
Like, don't talk to me for days. I'm like,
days? You stub your toe, don't talk to you for days? Maybe it's because your body's full of fast food. Maybe get some healthy stuff into your body. Maybe take some calcium. I don't know. The only calcium she gets is from the cheese and a cheeseburger.
So hurts. So I was like, I need to get epidural as soon as possible.
Can you get cramps from mayonnaise if you're lactose intolerant? Is that a thing? Because there's no lactose in mayo. But I get cramps if I don't take my lactose pill and then I eat milk or drink any milk product, like drink milk or eat any milk products, like cheese. I get cramps. Even chocolate will give me cramps. And like, not good. Okay, like, ugh. But I had the Duke's mayonnaise, which was delicious, by the way. But I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I prefer Hellman's. I'm not going to lie. It was good. Just a little different. Anyway, it gave me the worst cramps I've ever had in my life. I felt like I was birthing a child. I don't know what it feels like, but I felt like it.
But then I felt like it was too soon because I wasn't feeling anything.
Right.
I was envisioning getting an epidural when I was like screaming in pain.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, like, can I get it right now? And she said yes, because I had to go ahead and get like a bag of fluids. And the bag of fluids took like 30 minutes.
And I'm a tit baby.
And she said it could also
I'm using it.
take the anesthesiologist up to 30 minutes to get to me, or longer because it was starting to be the next morning. And she said emergencies happen, and you know there's things that they already have planned out for the day. She was like, so if you want it right now,
the better.
she was like, if you want it right now, now would be the time because there's nothing going on. There's no emergencies right now. She was like, I would highly recommend it. So she went ahead and gave me the IV drip thing for the fluid. It was just regular fluid,
The fluid, they went ahead and put in the orders for the epidural.
and it came so fast. I didn't have time to
Oh my gosh, the detail. Holy shit. Just say you got the epidural.
process. No,
No, it came quick.
they came so quick.
So at this point, Drew's getting Pitocin pumped into her. She's getting the bag pumped into her. So by the time the epidural gets there, Drew has to.
Do you guys have any cheeseburger ones that you can pump into me? I'm sorry. Double Sonics. I want some Sonics ice with some of their breadsticks from the place. What's that place with the breadsticks? I go there. What's it called? Olive House. Olive oil? Olive Garden. Breadsticks.
A couple of real contractions on that point.
Yes.
So are you happy with your decision
I'm
of
very
asking
happy.
for it as early as you
I
did?
am very happy with it.
I was thinking so.
The Joker. It's the teeth that make her the Joker. This picture right here is the Joker. Or no, the Penguin. She's the Penguin.
So epidural gets there, and we're like, oh my gosh. We start seeing our nurse set up the table and all the stuff, and setting up all these things for the anesthesiologist to come in to give you an epidural.
Yes.
And I know you were more worried about the epidural than birth itself.
But whenever I saw I actually started to freak out. I feel like I didn't want to say I had a panic attack, but I was freaking out. And
She had a panic attack,
and then
Shut up, ugly beard face.
the anesthesiologist came in and he was like, okay, everyone needs to get out of the room. Well, then I started freaking out even more.
You imagine this guy's when he sleeps, the snoring, the sound. That's why this baby can sleep, because it could hear through the belly. His snoring probably shakes windows. No joke. Like, I don't know. Like, he's like, it's like starting up a diesel motor. Like Kira's sex toys.
And I do think it's the anesthesiologist's preference if the husband can stay or not. And so he ended up seeing how I reacted. He was like, "Are you the husband?" And he was like, "Yes." He's like, "Okay, you can stay."
No, this random dude in here he's just here. He thought this was a Chili's.
And so Dave got to stay in with me. He got to hold me. He got to be the one that I leaned over with. And so from my point of view, like I want to say, like,
Is he wearing chapstick? Lip gloss? He's wearing lip gloss.
before like we get really into all this.
And when we talk about this, we want you guys to know that this is me and Drew's personal experience of what we went through. And
Really? That's what you have to say? You don't think we know that? Are you dumb? You are dumb. I don't know why I asked that. Of course you're dumb. You're dumb.
this doesn't speak for everybody. So
Why would it speak for everybody? Why would your personal story speak for everybody? Why are you even saying that? What is the point of you saying this?
you know, what Drew felt and what I felt in these situations could vary to you guys. If you guys have
Thanks for the permission there. His head is just on the top. It's too small. And then this part goes like this. You know what I mean? What's going on?
already given birth, or you know someone that did, or you are about to give birth, every situation is different. Every person is different. So
And I don't want to make anybody feel sad or upset or like you
Yeah.
this way or that.
Oh, man. November's coming soon. I'm going to have a mustache.
we don't want to downplay anything you felt, but we don't want to make something seem worse than it is.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Oh,
But this
my God. Just get on with the story.
is what we experienced.
This is on my own personal experience. So I was freaking out. I was bent over on the table and I was like, oh my gosh, hurry up. Like, are you going to do it? And he's like, I'm already almost done. And I was like,
Yeah.
what? And he was like, I'm about to do something. He's like, don't move. And so I didn't move. And he was all right. And then he put the tape on me. And then he put the little catheter thing over my shoulder. And I was like, what?
And I was like, there you go, baby,
and then,
girl.
and then I was like, that was it. So basically from
Just can't feel yourself pissing. That's if you gotta go, it's just going. So you gotta put a catheter in.
my personal experience,
I was watching reels last night in bed, and there's this one nurse that popped up. She's like, things I've done as a male nurse, I like messed up. Apparently, put the catheter in a clitoris. My wife's laughing so hard, she's like, you'd be surprised. It happens more than you think. Damn, man.
All that I really felt was almost like a little tiny steam.
I feel like it'd be easier to put a catheter in a woman than a man because your urethra is like a lot of men don't realize this, which is so silly. But like, there's 3 holes. You know that, right? Everybody has a urethra. Should be a book that we write, a kid's book. Everybody has a urethra. Okay. Like, you ever ask, dude, where do you think women pee from? And they say vagina. Like, that person. Are you? And again, my wife's a nurse. I didn't learn this from her as a nurse. I just knew this because biology. And I almost failed out of school. I got a 60 in high school, like overall. I'm pretty sure they padded those stats to get me out. I'm just saying. Urethra. Remember, everybody has a urethra.
Well, you just felt the numbing before.
The numbing, but it felt like a paper cut. Like, it wasn't even a pain. Like, it was a paper cut. It was more
You're
my
a paper cut.
nerves that took over that made me scared. That whenever happened, I think like it was literally nothing. And so he did that, and honestly, an epidural was one out of the whole experience. The epidural was the easiest thing I went through that day.
It was
And it was the one thing I was the most
Thought he was going to do the talking here. You just said he was going to do the talking. He's not doing any of it.
scared about.
Guys, imagine that. And it ended up being a cakewalk for her.
Literally.
She didn't feel it.
Stop saying things like cake. Okay? Just say things that would end up being okay.
Anything.
We know it's cake for you guys.
I don't know if that's just, I don't know, but you didn't feel anything, and we're blessed for that. Okay, so
We're blessed.
guys, once Drew had gotten her epidural, she's in the bed, ready to go. We went ahead and cranked up her Pitocin. She was then taking a higher unit of Pitocin and
Toast.
contracting really fast. Drew went from about a 3 to like a 6 very quickly.
And then to a 10.
Yeah.
Still 6.
Quickly. So from the 3 to the 6, Ivory's heart rate actually dropped a lot. And so what they did was they went ahead and turned the Pitocin down, and then they decided what they wanted to do is because Drew's moving, she's hurting, they took off the contracting monitor and the heart rate monitor off her stomach, and they went ahead and placed them on Ivory's head inside the birth canal.
I didn't even know that was a thing until she told me she
It was pretty cool. But also,
Well, it's right there. Like, this much space between the head and where they can put it on. So you're likely dilated because your water is broken. So yeah.
on top of this contracting thing, it also had a little tube because Drew was losing a lot of amniotic fluid.
Oh, I forgot about
they
that.
would hit a switch and it would pump water into your uterus.
Yes, I remember saying, oh my gosh, I'm peeing myself. And they're like, no, it's the water from
It's pumping it in.
I have had water pumped into my wingness once. I think I told you the story when I was getting the catheters put in. Was it the catheter? No, he was sticking a camera in my dick. That's what he was doing. To see if there was kidney stones in my area. He stuck that thing up there. Okay, tell you, I was like, there's like student nurses there. They're like women, and I'm just into the wind, and I'm just like, this is awkward. They're like, what do you do? I'm not telling you what I do. I'm not telling you. Anyway, when they fill up with water, that is a weird feeling, dude. Weird. I'll give you that.
I forgot about that.
And the reason they did that was because you didn't
lost my
have
amniotic fluid.
because you didn't have any amniotic fluid, your contractions were stronger.
Oh, wow, I
And
didn't
they
know
hurt more, and they hurt her more. So that's why they pushed more fluid in there to help her.
Baby.
So once they got
He's freaking. What is it with influencers acting like children, like babies? Like Kay and Tay do the same thing. Like, nostrils and ET. Like, they're always like, oh, you're an adult. Act like it.
the monitor on Ivory's head and on the inside of her uterus, things were a lot more accurate. We could track her heart rate better. We could track the contractions better and everything like that. So once Ivory's heart rate was more stable and we were confident that it was reading correctly, they went ahead and turned the Pitocin back up.
Oh my gosh.
Your sister's okay. He's checking on his sister. The lip. Something was stuck on her head.
See Ivory's head.
Okay.
In the room.
Also, dogs aren't humans, so they're not. That's not the sister. That's a pet. And I'm an animal lover, but these aren't my kids' sister and brother. They are my kids' pets. Like, let's be real. I know some people out there may be like, "Yeah, I'm a dog mom." You can call yourself a dog mom all day long. I guess I'm a dog dad, sure, but it's not like that's your sister. It's a dog. They're dogs. They don't know. She's wearing diapers right now. Hey, Boom Boom, you wearing diapers? Are you wearing diapers? You want to come say hi? Look at this Boom Boom in her diaper. Look how big she got. Oh, she's big. She's so big. Oh, look at my eyeball right in my mouth. Love it. Oh, yeah. See, Gus gets jealous, and then she gets jealous, and then they both get jealous. Come here, Goose. That's my boy. All right. The dogs wanted to say hi. And they did.
He decided, hey, look, I'm gonna check you and see what's going on. He put his gloves on, he checked Drew.
I fast forwarded, and it's still like, holy shit.
And he was like, okay, that's a little strange.
I'm fast forwarding.
The one that didn't hurt, it didn't hurt, but it was like more uncomfortable because they would take my knees and push it against my belly. Oh, I remember that one. I didn't like that one.
That's just because you're not flexible.
Guys, I'm talking Drew pushed any way you can think of, like pushing besides standing up, pushing.
We're not even halfway through this video yet.
the epidural.
Yeah.
Any way she could be on the table and push, we did. And there was no progress.
Yeah.
That's what led up to deciding on the C-section from the doctor.
I do want to add though, whenever they did tell me I was in a C-section, I do remember saying,
Whenever. Don't say whenever. When will suffice. When the doctor said this, not whenever the doctor said this. Don't say that. Don't do that.
I feel like I failed. I feel like I couldn't do it, and I feel like I went through all of that. Or I do remember saying, like, I went through all of that for nothing. Well, it wasn't for nothing, but in that moment, I was like,
Basically, it was for nothing. Like a C-section.
wow, I wanted to do that one thing. I wanted to give birth. I wanted to do like what I was supposed to do, what my body was made to do. And I do remember like feeling like I just failed. Like I was just like,
How long did that
Do
feel?
women think they fail when they have C-sections? Dudes, I don't think dudes will ever understand this, and it's likely she's right. But we're like, man, baby's healthy. You did a good job. I mean, I think surgery is harder. Like, you have to recover harder. Like, there's a lot more stuff. You're relying on modern miracle medicine. There's nothing to shame. Then again, I know I'm mansplaining this right now, but nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, that baby, you worked hard, baby came out, you're healthy, everybody's recovering. There's like, I don't get the shame thing of it. Is it like other women shame other women for this type of thing? Or like, oh, did you have a natural, like, do they ask you if you have like a vag birth? Is that like a question that women ask other women? If that's the case, get yourself some new people to be around. That's weird. I don't think anybody's ever asked my wife, did you vag birth? The audacity of people. Why would you even ask that? What does it matter? Is it like a flex? Like my wife, I guess she's got a flex. Both vag births. But is it flex for real? I guess it's also a flex too. Some women think that if you don't do an epidural, you're more of a better mom. Is that really? Like, I'm hearing that when I cover these birth vlogs, like, they always comment on how the baby is born, or if it's been done with drugs, or all natural, in a pool, in the living room with your child in the water with the blood, and let's all eat the placenta together for lunch. Like, I think you're weird if you do the other stuff. Okay, I think that it's not a flex, and people I think you're like, oh, I had a natural home birth, my kid was in the tub with us, and we were taking pictures. I'm like, you're fucking weird. Okay, that's weird, dude. Okay, we don't need to do that anymore. That was biblical times we had to do shit like that. You don't have to do that anymore. It's not a flex, weirdo.
I see it until like everyone in the room was like, no, you don't need to talk about all that encouragement and stuff. It made me feel better, but like I did feel like, why did I go through all that to not get?
Because the doctors want to exhaust all the options first before they cut you open, right? Am I right about that?
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You feel like you did everything and it just didn't work out. You feel like you just messed up.
No, and I feel like I messed up. I feel like it was something that I did. I feel like I wasn't pushing hard enough. And I do, like, during my pushes, I remember asking, am I pushing hard enough? Because you really can't feel it. You can feel it, but you
No,
can't.
you were pushing hard.
And I asked her, I was like, am I pushing?
Can you imagine the things this woman's pushed out of her for all the fast food they ate? I'm sure you're pushing hard now. She's probably dropped logs bigger than that baby. You know what I'm saying?
Is it my fault?
He has, for sure, like on a daily.
Like, is it hard?
They have the toilets that you can put like bowling balls in and they won't clog. Those toilets.
Because of me, like, is it because I'm freaking out because I'm super anxious? I was like, I'll calm down, I promise. I'll calm down if you let me push some more. And they're like, no, like, there's just no way. Like, we have to get her out. And so from the moment of them telling me that to go into the OR was like in the same second. I feel like was there a little bit of a break?
Not really. As soon as they said that, they pretty much got you cleaned up, got a sheet on you so you can go through the hallway, and then they pretty much took you straight to the OR.
I do remember going in the hallway, and all nurses at the nurses station could see the look on my face, and they were like, you got this, you could do it, you got this. And
So once they decided Drew was going to
Cut her off. You got this, you know, okay.
have a C-section, they had me get dressed up in like a cap that covers my hair and a whole
You know,
apron. And
We're gonna need a quadruple XL. We got any more of those in there?
Insert-
Okay, we brought a tarp from the dollar store.
picture
we're going to
here.
insert pictures throughout the whole video. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
so there's going to be a picture inserted of me in that, and we were told that for the C-section, they would wheel Drew in. They would
Because
get
I
her,
already had that girl, mind you, so it was going to be a quicker process than what it normally would be.
well, that's what we were told. So they said, you know what, we'll get her set up, and then we'll get you to come in the room, and then we won't cut or do anything until you're there, and then we'll have this baby. Y'all can be there together while she comes out. And so we were like, cool, sounds good. So we go down the hallway, they get Drew right up to where she's about to go to the OR. I sit down in the little waiting area for the operating room.
Why'd you put that in quoting? Is it not a waiting area? Why is it in quotation? The waiting area. What is it?
And now chicken.
So,
And there was a thing of chips, and I ate all the chips.
I don't know why I'm going to start crying.
It's okay.
Because I remember, so they put me in there, and I remember seeing Dave, like, go to the corner. I just remembered it all.
It's okay though.
And
Oh my gosh. Shut up.
And the funny part is, I was like, "Ooh, I'm in Grey's Anatomy," and they laughed because it
So funny.
was super white and there was cold. You could see all the instruments, and I remember them asking me, "Can you get on the table?" And so I remember helping them, like push me. I remember using my hands to push me up, and I got onto the other table. They put me on the table, and they say, "Okay, this is about to be probably very uncomfortable. They're like, because you already have an epidural, you're not going to be completely numb like you normally would be because we can't do a spinal tap on you because you already have your epidural. So they're like, you're going to endure a lot of pressure, a lot of tugging, a lot of pulling, more than the normal person. It's going to be very, they said it might feel like pain to you, but it's not going to hurt. It's just going to be very uncomfortable. And they said it could take a spot.
I honestly think that in like the hospital uncomfort is worse than pain uncomfort. Like remember when he stuck that camera up my dick? Like it's uncomfortable because he froze me first, stuck needles and froze it. But like it's the part after that you're like, it feels like there's someone up in your guts. It's like, and you're like, that's not natural. I don't like it. I remember it too, and I don't like it.
5 minutes, like it takes us 45 to an hour. They're like, we don't know what we're getting into because they never. You know.
Is there anything better than going under for surgery and then just waking up it's all done? Like the miracle of modern medicine never ceases to amaze me. Okay, I've had 2 surgeries where I went under. 2. One where, 3 technically because they went in for a pulverization of my kidney stones and I was put under for that and I don't remember it and they pulverized the wrong kidney. Anyway, but the other one was when I was in Tijuana for the gastric sleeve, which is crazy. Never been put under before. It's just the mask goes on, you count backwards from 10. I don't even remember counting 10. I was like 10, and then you wake up, you're like pain. That's it. When the surgery for the kidney stones, I woke up, I was not in any pain. But like, I just think it's amazing that you're out and then you're up. It's boom, the blink of an eye. Incredible. The modern miracle of medicine. Like the one thing that people talk about, like when shit hits the fan in the end of the world, is the situation of how much we rely on modern medicine and modern like medics and tools and all that shit's gonna be gone, man. If you're prepping, like I'm prepping, prep medical too. Just so you're aware, you need that whole side. And I think people are gonna be like real quick wondering, you know, to get medicine. How are you gonna get medicine when shit hits the fan?
Me open before, and so I realized when I was like, okay. And then the OB said, I'm about to insert, what was it called?
Basically just a balloon.
Basically, they had to go in there and push her back up. So she did go.
Excuse me, can you just, excuse me, just trying to get by. It's like a Canadian version. I'm just trying to get by here. Oops. Oh, let me get by there. Baby's like, I was here first. Well, we're gonna just push you back a little.
Down, but because of what happened, I'll let Dave explain because the doctor explained it to him. She was all the way there.
It smells like French fries in here.
But they had to push her back up. So he said you're going to feel some pressure. And so I remember feeling like I heard like the balloon sound, like the sound blowing up, and
inflating.
I just remember feeling her go like back up into me, and it hurt so bad. I remember being in so much pain, and the anesthesiologist was on my shoulder, and she had this like scalpel, which you can kind of see it right here. She was like tapping me with it, and she goes, "Can you feel that?" And I said, "Yes." So then she goes, "Okay, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna tap you. Tell me when you feel pain." And as soon as she touched like the bottom of my stomach, I was like, "I feel pain." I felt every tap that she made.
Because she's a tit baby or tit person. What do you call it?
And instantly she goes, "That's it." She was like, "You're going to be put under." And the OB looked at her and he was like, he's like, "I'm sorry. We have to
Let's go.
put you under. There's no way that you can go through this." And it's just the way that.
And there's no shame in this. I don't understand why. And just by saying this thing where you like, I feel shame for that, you're adding shame to it. You're adding to that whole thing. There's zero shame in this, and you should be unapologetically when you tell these stories. Be like, there's no shame in this. Awesome. This is what happened. You go. Let's go, girl. You go. You're delivering a healthy baby. You go, girl. Why do they always be like, I feel shame? No, you're adding to the stigma of it. Stop it. Man, use the medicine. That's what it's for.
They didn't say my anxiety, but I think it was the way that I was so anxious and the way that I was coming off. Right. They could tell there was no way I could go through a surgery like that.
Go through it, sit still while they have your insides open.
Honestly, it was all gut thing. There's absolutely no...
Just getting some laughing gas, man. Laughing gas is like... I love laughing gas. Again, coming from a guy who never did any drugs, never drank any alcohol, ever in my life, nothing. The laughing gas... Oh, man. Like, if you can get that at home, is that illegal? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'd like going to the dentist now because of laughing. I'm like, look at that.
So when they told me that, I remember looking up at the lights, this huge light, and then I woke up.
Once Drew's, I'm sitting out in the waiting room. I'm still thinking, yo.
I'm about to go in there.
I'm about to go in there and they're about to, pull Ivory out.
I'm about to get a baby.
I'm talking to Drew while they do it, and it's going to be great. Oh, bless you.
Baby.
She just sneezed. Everybody on the camera, say bless you.
Shut up.
Bless you, Ivory.
Bless you, Ivory.
We're not going to explode our child. She sneezed. Look at the baby. Ah, middle name.
She's freaking beautiful. Anyways. This is taking a little bit longer than I expected. They said like 5 minutes. So far, it's been like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, that's weird. Finally, the anesthesiologist comes out and she goes, change of plans. And when you hear that in a situation like that, you're like, what? She's like, change of plans. I'm like, okay, yes, ma'am. She goes, okay, so I don't think she's going to be able to handle what we're about to have to do. So we're putting her under general anesthesia. She's going to go to sleep. We're going to put a tube down her throat. And
I didn't know they did that to me. Everything makes sense out of the way.
You wouldn't. You're out cold, dumbass. I didn't know they were doing that. Okay. Stupid. They don't want to tell you we're there. You can tell you're a ball of anxiety. They're not going to be like, hey, here's what we're going to do. In excruciating detail. Here's what we're about to do. They're not going to tell you that.
We're going to put you like that, put her out. And then I said, okay. They said, but here's the thing. You can't be in there when we do any of that. So we're going to go ahead and get baby out. And then you'll come in once baby's already here and while she's still under. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, so you won't be able to be there when she comes out. And I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, well, you know, that's what's best for Drew and I, and that's what we're going to have to do. So she left. Another probably 20 minutes goes by. And then I just started crying. I just heard baby crying. And I'm thinking, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, this is, you know, we're in labor and delivery. Like, there's babies crying all over the place. But then it hit me. We were the only ones in that area. So it hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. That's my baby crying. So I left where I was sitting. I ran up to the doors where Drew was getting operated on. And I just hear, you know, her just wailing, crying.
Can you put that clip in?
Yeah, and Drew inserted a clip of what I recorded when I walked up to the door.
That's something that just hit me like a few days ago. Or, you know, it feels like it's all been a blur. But it was like, I didn't get to hear her cry.
You'll be all right. You delivered a healthy baby. You'll be all right. Again, adding stigma to this. Shut up. You just want to do it for your story. It's an accessory to you. Just be happy you got a healthy baby. Like, people are never, these influencers, I've never seen an influencer once it's been like, my life is an absolute blessing. It's only when they're like buying a new car or getting a brand new house, like, we're blessed. But other times they complain about like literally they're never happy with anything. Okay? You're literally up here, your baby is making you hundreds of thousands of dollars. You delivered a healthy baby. It's all good. Shut up. Just shut up.
I didn't get to see her when she came out, and I didn't even get to hold her till like 2 days later.
But now you get to hold her all the time.
Now I get to hold her all the time, but good.
But
he's like, and you're complaining.
Anyways, guys, so I'm hearing crying. And
you should be thankful for modern medicine and amazing doctors that helped you. That's what it's always better to be erring on grateful side of everything. I know. And people are like, well, you know, you tell your story, raise awareness. Be given birth for what? Millions of years? We're aware of how babies are born, especially in the day of modern babies. Okay. It's not like we're raising awareness to like, this might be, just be like, you know what? We're so effing grateful. We had amazing doctors. They were on top of it from the moment this thing went south and we went in, got a baby, and she just sitting there complaining because she didn't like these moments that she thought it was going to be. I don't get it.
I start crying because I'm like, that's my baby in there. And, guys, it was just a different feeling because I feel like you always envision it going a certain way, like pushing her out and put her on the chest, and we're just all there, or surrounded by your family and all this stuff. But it was just very cold and very.
They're filming this too, and the reason why they didn't put all this out is because it didn't go the way that they wanted it to go. So he was in there with cameras, ready for the birth to happen. They were going to film this thing, and then it went south, and he wasn't allowed in there to do any of this stuff. So.
Lonely.
That's why they're upset.
I was by myself. Drew was by herself, basically.
I can't
passed out.
let you be by yourself.
I was by myself. Ivory pretty much came out not around her mom and dad. Her mom's out. I'm out, not in my room. So it was just a very.
She'll be fine.
You know, it was
the only words that I can use to describe that day was it was the most beautiful, traumatic day of my life.
That day was very traumatic. The way seeing you push, seeing you have.
You know what's traumatic when they actually bring the baby out, and then how nurses and doctors actually handle a newborn. They're like, "Well, let's go!" They're throwing it around. Let's wait. They're like carrying it, and shaking it. They're like, "What the hell, man?" And like, you know, they do it every day. And you know, babies are like, you don't, especially as a new dad, when the first baby came out, you're like, "Holy shit, take it easy!" And they're like, da, 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 da. They're rocking around and throwing it like a football. They're like, "Let's go!" Catching it. Like people who have given birth, you know, nurses and doctors are like, "Here's your baby." They're shaking the head and they're lifting the arms and you're like, "Oh my God, it's a baby, relax."
Getting on all fours in all different positions in excruciating pain, pushing, blood coming out, the crazy stuff. I mean, it was brutal. It was very brutal. Seeing the person.
It's how women give birth. You can use other words. Natural.
You love so much, endure that longevity of just pushing and just pain. It's a lot. I know you were going through, so I know you know what I'm talking about. But I guess being someone.
This guy's thumb is the size of a hammer.
That's not doing it, but watching someone you love do it, and you feel like you can't do anything about it to help you.
You can't do anything. That's just the way you're there for support. I was the washcloth guy for a long time. You wet the washcloth, make cool on her forehead, make sure you're there, hold hands while they're shaking. You can't do anything. You're resigned to it, and you're like, "Look, I'm here to do whatever you need. I'm here. I got you." And then when she gets her epidural and goes to sleep, you can watch a movie or whatever. I think I watched, was it Man on Fire I watched that night when she was out having her nap and stuff? Yeah. I don't have a good memory, but I remember those nights. They were awesome.
It's terrible. But the story gets better.
Better!
I'm able to go in the room. I see little Miss Ivory laying on a little heating table thing, and they're getting her weight and all that. They did that while I was there.
It reminded me when I would go get fries at the restaurant. They had a little heat lamp.
White stuff on her?
When I got in there, no, she still had a little bit on her, but she was kind of a purple though.
Oh.
And so she was getting, they were wiping her down and getting her cleaned up, but they did leave a long piece of the umbilical cord on her, so I can feel like I trimmed it.
I wish the nurse would have grabbed my phone and taken a picture.
I know.
It's okay though.
But so
See, I wish the nurse would film for us because we're influencers. That's not what nurses are there for. Okay, they're not there to help you with your content.
I trimmed the umbilical cord down. It didn't feel at all what I thought. It was like a thick rubber band.
And I wanted to see my.
Yeah, it's like what do you call? What did I say? It was like calamari.
I didn't get to see it.
You know, I'm not trying to give influencers ideas though, because you know someone's gonna turn their freaking thing into calamari and eat it. You know they're gonna do that.
Was in there, but when I saw Ivory, I turned to my right, and all I see is my beautiful wife, wide open, intestines everywhere.
What?
And I'm thinking, what the frick? It looked like
You weren't expecting that.
no.
You think?
It looked like an episode of Saw. Like I was like horror movie. I was like, oh my gosh, like,
Is that French fries?
what's going on?
I knew that she cheated. She got like Oreos.
And all the doctors just like, oh no, just look over there. And I'm like, okay, I just will not pretend like I just didn't see that.
Yeah.
And
Whatever, man. It's an experience. Just see it.
it was hard for me to see, and I didn't know how to feel. As far as like her, because I was worried about her, and then I was worried about you.
It was like a weird, it was like a new feeling for you because you never had the both of us. So it was like one of those feelings of like, who do I
felt
which
pulled.
one? Yeah.
I felt pulled.
Don't put ideas. You don't know what he felt. She's like, it's like this. No, you were out. You don't get to say things.
I felt pulled between, am I supposed to be here consoling Ivory crying?
Oh my
Am I supposed to
gosh,
go over there
let's
and-
go!
Who's okay? Well, I felt pulled. I felt, am I supposed to go with you and make sure you're okay? Am I supposed to go with Ivory and make sure she's okay? And I just didn't know how to feel.
okay either.
I just didn't know how to feel. So I asked the nurse, while they're starting to sew you up, and I asked the nurse, I'm like,
What size shirt is that?
she's okay. She put Ivory in the bassinet to wheel her off, and she said, all right, well, we got Ivory. We're going to bring her back to the labor delivery room. And I said, do I stay with her or do I go with you and Ivory? She goes, oh, come with your baby. And I was like, okay, well, it made it a little bit easier to make a decision. They're like, come with her. I'm like, okay.
Did you feel bad?
I felt terrible.
Holy shit. This story's so bad.
I felt
Anyway.
literally every 10 minutes and checked them. Finally, a sigh of relief. They get there in the morning, and I'm open.
I get to feed my baby, I get to hold my baby. This is my turn. I get to do it. And the nurse walks in with this bed and all this stuff, and she's like, unfortunately, we're gonna have to do the light.
She's like, we're gonna do some light therapy. They said, okay, by the time they put her on it, it was about 7:30 in the morning. They said, we're gonna leave this until 6 p.m. tonight. They said by 6 p.m. tonight, we're gonna test it again. And if it changes, if it's good by then,
I'm going that night.
Like, they're telling you such excruciating detail of the story. It's insane. They're like, we're not going to explore your child. It's a 45 minutes. Like, there is not one detail missing with the birth of this child. This child's whole story is on the internet. Like, the birth of this child. And, like, in excruciating, absolute, I saw her guts detail.
that's go home. And I was like, okay, sweet. And I asked the nurse, like, is that even possible? She's
like, yeah.
She's like, yeah, it happens all the time. Like, you would be amazed what a few hours of this therapy can do. Like, y'all pretty much, she's like, I'm pretty sure, not 100% sure. She's like, I'm 50-50. You can either go home today or if it doesn't work, tomorrow. Like,
And the only problem is that she'd have to stay on it, and then like only get for her like every feeding she'd like come out of it for 30 minutes. 30 minutes only.
and they had this little thing that goes over her eyes to cover her eyes.
Like it.
She hated it. She hated it.
Yeah,
I hated it.
I hated it too, but I just remember.
It's literally helping a child. Shut up.
And again, oh my gosh, I finally I got the courage to take a shower. I was up and moving
And they ripped it
around,
away from you.
and they just took it away from me. I was like, again, I'm failure.
What do babies dream about? Interesting question.
I should have pushed harder the day before. I should have done something the day before so that I could be able to do it. And then like seeing her sitting in that light, just like crying, literally cannot take her out. Like you have to
Can't
leave
take her
her
out.
in there. Which I was thankful that we were able to have her in the room. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I agree.
But then she did her light therapy all day.
Hit about 6 o'clock, they come to check her blood again. Guys, I hate when they check her blood because they prick her foot, they're squeezing her little foot. But they check the blood again, and they come back and they're like, guys, she missed it by like 2 points.
2 points.
They're like, so we're gonna have you guys stay the night again. And me and
I lost it.
Drew started crying. And I'm sitting there like, oh, jeez. They're like, we're gonna have y'all stay the night again. And basically, after they took her blood test in the morning, she was in the light from that morning all the way to her next blood test. And then after they took the blood test, we put her back in the light all the way until we got the results. And then when we got the results, we figured out she had to stay. She was in the light from then overnight all the way till the next morning.
Yeah.
Now the next morning is where it gets good because they're like in the morning around what time did they say?
Holy shit, man.
We wanted to show you guys
Like
a
the
very
real
raw
version of like a birth.
of
you know,
life. Guys, it does not go to plan.
and honestly, when I was going through like
Persona that everything's perfect, everything goes to plan. With all that to say, this whole birth story is
There we go. This is all they had to say right here.
not everything's perfect. Not everything goes to plan. I know on social media especially, everybody puts on a persona that everything's perfect, everything goes to plan. Guys, it does not go to plan.
and honestly, when I was going through labor and things
Sometimes it goes to plan.
like that. And I know that some women can go through the most perfect labor, and they can. I even plan to put on makeup, curl my hair, put on these cute.
I find that ridiculous. I honestly find that ridiculous. Of all the times and all the vlogs I've covered of women having birth on these channels, the most important thing to them is like getting ready. Their water breaks like, okay, I've got to get makeup, got to curl my hair, because for the vlog. They're worried about what they look like on the vlog than anything else. I honestly think there's some kind of mental illness there. Right? I know some women are like, oh, I'm taking pictures. You know, I think you're silly. People who want to look like full face of makeup, perfect hair for giving birth. Are you out of your mind? Like, how is that your first priority? That's what I find sickens me about influencers and family vloggers. It's more important for them to see how they look and how they portray themselves, because they need to show you like, it's perfect, we're perfect. Nobody's doing that really in a hospital. Not really. No one's showing up with a full face of makeup and hair when they're giving birth. It's crazy to me. I find that bananas. And she feels that she needs to do that because she's in this world. She's like, I had this whole plan. I was going to do my hair and my makeup. Why? If you want to talk about real and raw birth giving and everything else, nobody's doing a full face of makeup with hair. Nobody's doing it.
Pajamas.
That was her plan. That's what that one was.
And I literally in the
Like a pajama.
like, how in the heck do people do that? And I know that everyone's story is different.
Because you just answered it. Because everybody's different. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Everyone has a completely different experience, and so like I like that everyone.
Here's the thing I've noticed with this whole story, and I skipped through most of it. She's absolutely upset that she couldn't just have a perfect influencer baby born story. That's it. That's what she's upset about. That she couldn't do it the way other influencers do it. Think about that for a second. How crazy that is.
It's their own experience. Birth is not going to be the same for you, for me, for nobody. But it's with us being on social media, like people always think everything is perfect, and so I really.
That's because that's what you portray. And then they come on and they're like, oh, you guys think it's all perfect. Well, what else have you shown us? What do you think we are going to take away when you only show us the good moments? You do that on purpose because you want people to be jealous of you, to want what you have so you can sell them what you have and make money on it. You put across that it's perfect. Whose fault is it then? Your fault. I cannot believe I had to tell these people that. Everybody thinks their life was so perfect. Well, you told us it was. It's not.
I really wanted to tell you guys the story and share it with you guys.
Yeah, we wanted to show you guys a very
real and raw version of a birth.
Oh my gosh. If I have to hear another influencer say real and raw, I'm going to punch a kitten.
Of life. Ivory.
We try to be as real as possible here, you know, because we only really get to choose social media in general. We choose what you guys see.
Yeah.
We know. And you show us just fast food and shit. Now it's just the baby.
So obviously we're not going to put all the dirty laundry on the internet. We're going to put the things that look the best.
Stuff, yeah.
But we did, and me and Drew both agreed to sit
Drew and I
down and make this video and really go in depth and talk about it because
we want.
I feel like everyone always just shows the highlight reels of life when you're an influencer. I don't like calling myself an influencer or content
You are. That's what you are. Content creator, influencer. I don't want to. That's what you are.
creator, but
You don't have real jobs. None of you work. You eat fast food and you show it on the internet. That's what you do.
whenever you put your life
When? Just when?
out there, I feel like for the majority of the time, it's always glamour, it's always beautiful, it's always the good
It's
days.
not always like that.
And I wanted to share
Thanks. Shirt. That's a blanket.
the story with you guys because I know a lot of moms that do follow me had the same experience as me or had, even harder experience or, everyone's experience is different, but I feel like for the majority, a lot of people do have an experience like me and you don't see that on the internet. You don't see.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And they always think that they're the first person that shows a vlog about having a C-section or talks about having their C-section. You don't ever see that. So we're like the first. We are trailblazing. They're like JoJo. I'm the first gay pop star ever. I'm the first one who did a dance on YouTube. I'm the first one who went bad girl. You are not the first. You're not even the millionth. Okay? It happens all the time, Drew. You're not trailblazing here. You're doing exactly the same thing everybody else did. You damn. These people are so full of themselves.
People being honest about those things, and so I want people to be able to relate with that and be able to talk
We want to raise awareness
about it and see that it's not just you, like me not getting home my baby for days and feeling like a failure or feeling like my baby didn't know me or I didn't know my baby. Like
That's stupid.
those are real things that happen to people, and you really don't see that a lot on the internet.
Yes, you do. You absolutely see it, and you hear about it. Every family vlogger will tell you a story like this. Okay, you absolutely do.
And so I really wanted to, tell you guys and let you guys know.
Wow, thanks, Trailblazer. You're the first person to tell us that women struggle through these issues. Thanks for telling us.
Experience, hard things as well, even though we post on the internet.
About eating fast food. This pause screen.
Right. So, anyways, guys, that's pretty much the gist of the video.
Thanks. 45 minutes of shit.
I hope you guys enjoyed our story.
We didn't. It was terrible.
Our crazy story.
Or maybe you guys learned something from it.
Yeah.
Or
We didn't. We didn't learn anything from it.
something like that. But anyways, guys, we do want you to comment down below. Do you have a baby?
What? F off.
Is it as cute as mine?
No.
It's way cuter than yours.
Okay, actually, I do want you guys, if you feel comfortable, comment.
This guy's sunglasses. Because he can't find sunglasses that fit, so they're like, "Skrrr!" And then like his skin folds go over the sunglasses. That's hilarious.
Down below a little summary of like and like what you've been through if you want to, because I love hearing those things. Or like if you experience something like me, or if your birth was like absolutely perfect and beautiful, like
put it down below.
all the things put down below because
You don't want to hear. Look at the size of that donut hole. Look at that. Takes practice. You could put a whole Whopper in there, a double Whopper with extra mayonnaise.
I love hearing all of them, and it's really cool to see like what we all go through as women. So if you want to do that, comment down
Thanks, Penguin.
below, and also comment down below who do you think I
They all talk like, Bashams. That's how they talk.
Obviously, she looks like Drew.
She looks like me.
If y'all aren't saying anything else besides Drew, you
Why? Because, never mind, I'm not going to say it.
know you telling a lot. You know you fibbing.
Oh, the mouth opening. Stop it.
We absolutely love
Like, oh. Dude, I don't know if you know this. You look silly when you do this, okay? You look ridiculous. You look like your mother.
one of y'all. Thank you so much for the unconditional love and support. You guys are awesome.
Nobody gives you unconditional love and support. It's not happening. Okay, you guys are assholes. And you said you weren't going to exploit your child, and you lied. And you claim to be Christian. That's hilarious. Why would you just openly lie on the internet? People call it your lies. Hey, interesting that.
We can't wait to just share more of our lives, share more of everything we have going on with you
Yep.
guys.
So from now we're the Basham family, but here's to
Salty.
parenthood journey. We're about to bring you guys along.
Yeah, see, I'm about to bring you along. Damn liar.
The journey of being a parent. So
Lord.
let's go.
See you guys.
Oh, I don't like her. I don't like her. Her little, this little face, I don't like it. Bothers me. Anyway, there you go, everybody. The Bashams get bashed for being child-damned exploiters. You damn child exploiters. They just open their mouth too wide all the time. They're just screaming and yelling. And just bad breath. Stop it. Tushpa. Nobody likes you. Anyway, everybody take a deep breath with me. Ah! Can you imagine having to be friends with people like this? No thanks. But I'd like to be your friend. Welcome to the Barbour family. Don't do that. You're not part of my family. You're part of the DCP family. How about that? Yeah? Not my real family. My online family. You're amazing, incredible, and valuable. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being awesome. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will see you when I see you.